So is there truly a best way of being able to start a dropshipping store as a complete beginner? That's the question that I'm going to be answering in today's video. Now, I'm someone that's been dropshipping for the past 7 years or so I know a thing or two that could potentially help you out. Now, I do need to say that this video should not be taken as financial advice. My main goal with it is to give you 5 different things that I wish I knew from the very beginning. There's always going to be a risk when it comes to starting any type of business, but if you're able to equip yourself with the right knowledge, you're going to be able to take the necessary steps when it comes to increasing your chances of becoming successful. But let's not waste any time. Let me jump straight into one of the first things that you need to know when it comes to being able to do dropshipping in the best way, which is that you need to make sure that you're selling the best product possible. And right now you're probably thinking, Sam, that's pretty obvious. Of course I know I need to sell a good product, but what exactly does that mean? Well, when it comes to the world of e-com products that you can sell, it's very important to understand the different characteristics of them so that you can pick the best product that's going to be able to generate sales throughout the entire day, throughout the entire week, throughout the entire year. And I learned early on in my journey that the best product to sell is one that's highly searched for. If you're able to find a product that you can see that people are actively searching for it, and not only that, they're also spending money on it too, then it's a no-brainer that if you're able to sell that product, then you're going to potentially generate sales as well. Now, when it comes to how you can do product research, one of the tools that you can use when it comes to finding a highly searched for product is going to be Helium 10. Helium 10 is directly connected to Amazon's product database, and even though you're not going to be selling the product on Amazon, it's a great place for you to go onto when it comes to looking at different product and various bits of data for you to figure out if it's worth your time in selling or not. And let me quickly explain exactly how I use Helium 10. So I've just logged into my account, and one of the first things that you're going to do if you want to create your account as well, there's going to be a direct link in my description, which is going to be to come over here to the product research tab. And the one that you need to click on is Black Box Amazon Product Research. Again, because Amazon is the biggest e-commerce platform in the entire world, millions of people go onto it every single day typing in items that they're thinking about buying. And the beauty of using Helium 10 is that it's going to be able to also show you if they're spending money on the item as well. So what you're going to do is leave it on Amazon.com because this is the biggest Amazon domain. Of course, if you want to be a little bit more specific, you can change it to any one of these ones. I'm going to leave it on .com for now. And I'm just going to select the category that I would like to sell products in. So I'm just going to click on pet supplies. Next one that I'm going to select is the price range. I'm going to say that I want to look for products that are selling between $30 to $100. And finally, I also want the item to have a monthly revenue of over 10,000. So once you've entered all that information, all you got to do is just click on search. Okay, great. So as you guys can see, it's now come back with all of these different products, the price for what it's selling for and the total revenue. Now there's this item over here, which looks like a Wi-Fi pet security camera. I can see that this one has brought in almost 100,000 just in the last 30 days. So one of the next steps that I take for me to make sure that this isn't an anomaly and it's actually something that's doing well across various different Wi-Fi pet security cameras is to just go over to the Amazon homepage, and then I just type in the keyword of the product in there just like that, and then click on search. And because I've got the Helium 10 Google Chrome extension tool installed, I'm going to be able to click onto it just like this and select this one. And straight away, Helium 10 is able to show us that the total amount of money that's been spent on this keyword is over $8.2 million. So this goes to show that this particular product has definitely got interest surrounding it, and it could also be a product that I could sell on my own dropshipping store as well because it's highly searched for and it's also being purchased a lot on a daily basis. So if you want to find an exact one that you know is doing well in terms of a specific model and design, you could just sort the revenue from highest to lowest. And it seems as though this one over here seems to be bringing in a decent amount, over 800,000. So if I just click into it so we can get a better look. Okay, so this is the model that is doing really well on Amazon. And again, I'm not saying that you're going to sell the product on Amazon. You're going to be able to take the same product, go over to a dropshipping supplier, and you're now going to be able to list it on your store and then follow through with the necessary steps when it comes to getting potential customers. But for the most part, that's what goes into finding a highly searched for product. But this now brings me on to one of the second things that you need to be aware of as a complete beginner, which is that you want to make sure that you're now finding the best supplier to use. So with myself, what I would do now that I've got this item in mind is to go over to a tool like AutoDS. Now, AutoDS is one of the biggest dropshipping softwares out there, and it works in a number of different ways. But one of the key ways that you can use it is when it comes to finding a product and an ideal supplier to use. Because for example, let's assume that I was looking to sell this particular dog camera. What I'm going to be able to do is just copy the keyword of it, paste it in there just like that, and then click on search. And also select AliExpress as my ideal supplier source. And from here, AutoDS is now going to show me all of these different available options that I can use when it comes to all of these different suppliers. And what's really interesting is that there's this option over here that looks very similar to the item that we was able to find on Amazon that's bringing in over 800,000 every single month. If I just open it up so that we can get a clearer look. So this is the product that's available from AliExpress. And this is the item that's available on Amazon. We can see that it's currently selling for around $33 on Amazon. However, on AliExpress, it's currently available for $15. So literally just like that, in probably around 7 minutes or so, you saw me go from not knowing what item I want to sell to eventually finding one that is definitely being searched for and definitely being bought consistently, and also finding a supplier that's going to be able to source me with it. But once you've now found your ideal product as well as your supplier, the next step, which is the third thing that I want to touch on, which is that you need to make sure that you're building your store in the most efficient way possible. So gone are the days where you're going to have to sit there and design your store, element by element, trying to structure it from scratch. Now you're going to be able to use AI in a number of different ways. Now, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you already know that one of the ways that you can build a dropshipping store from scratch is to use this AI store builder. This is what I personally use whenever I'm building a brand new store because it's going to structure everything in an organized way. And one of the best things about it is that it's going to load it with winning products from the niche that I select. For example, let's say if I was looking to build a brand new pet store within the dropshipping space, I'm going to be able to click on build my free store. I'm then going to be able to select the pet niche just like this. From there, I'm now going to be able to sign up to a 3-month trial with Shopify, which means that I'm only going to have to pay $3 and I'm going to be able to use Shopify with no restrictions. All of this is done within the AI store builder. You don't need to go elsewhere. And at the end of it, you're now going to see that you've got access to a fully built store. So if I just go onto the store that it was able to build for me, as you can see, everything is professional. You guys have probably seen this before, but for those of you that haven't, this is the homepage. All of this I didn't have to do. Bear in mind that everything is customizable. If I wanted to update anything that you can see on the screen right now, I'm going to be able to easily do it. If I click on catalog, as you can see, these are all of the different products that's been loaded onto the site. So basically, it was able to build me a ready-made store that I can start using ASAP. So this is just one of the ways that you can build a store using artificial intelligence. A second way is to directly go onto Shopify. Again, I've got the sign up link in my description down below for that 3-month trial. Once you sign up to Shopify, you're going to see this section over here that says design your store in seconds. So if you wanted Shopify to build you an AI generated store, you've also got that option as well. Because as you can see, I'm just going to type in a brief description of what my store is about, which is basically selling pet grooming tools and accessories. And all I need to do is just click on generate themes. And right there, as you guys can see, Shopify has now come back with these different options that I'm going to be able to choose from. So if I just click on view demo, this is one of the unique stores that it was able to build for me. And it's of course going to be my job from this point to go through it, update everything, make sure that I've added whatever product I want to add all of my policy pages, terms of service, shipping pages. It's not difficult to do. And I've got a full checklist in the resources down below that's going to be able to give you all the information you need. So this is definitely a viable way of being able to use Shopify's AI store builder to get you a store built for whatever products you're thinking about selling. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be using this store just to kind of point out some other things you need to know when it comes to getting started with dropshipping. Which brings me on to one of the next things that I want to touch on, which is that you need to make sure that when you're listing your products, you're doing it in the most efficient way possible. Now let me quickly explain exactly how listing products on your store works. There's two different ways that you can do it. You can either do it using the manual method, or what you can do is use the automated method. With the manual method, this is going to involve you going directly onto the supplier's site, the product page. For example, if you're using AliExpress, and you're going to have to copy the title, the description, the features, download all of the images. Then go back over to your Shopify store and insert all of the necessary information in the right places. And this is something that you may want to do initially when it comes to understanding how things work. But in my opinion, I would say that the most efficient way of listing a brand new product onto your site is to go back onto AutoDS, because it's going to be able to do it with a few clicks of a button. So again, let's assume that I'm looking to sell this exact Wi-Fi pet camera. The way that I'm going to be able to do it with AutoDS is to go back over to this page just like this, click on import draft. It's now going to be added to my drafts, as you can see right there. So I'm going to be able to track the progress. And within 10 seconds or so, it was able to automatically sync all of the information from the supplier's page. We've got the title right here, the description, all of the information, all of the different variants, the images for the product as well. And if you wanted to get a closer look at the supplier's product page, you're going to be able to do that by clicking into this link over here. It's going to take you directly to this page where you can see the reviews, you can see how many items they've sold, you can see if people are happy with the product or not. But the main point is all of this was done without me having to go over here and just copy all of the information, which would have taken really long. So now that I've been able to use AutoDS and I'm somewhat happy with it, I could update things and optimize things even more. E.g., if I wanted to change the title and make it sound a little bit more sellable, I'm going to be able to do that by clicking on this button. And I can now change the tone of the title to make it sound either more professional, sellable, funny, optimized for social networks. I'm going to say sellable in this case, and I'm going to say that I want it to be a little bit more precise, and I'm just going to click on this button, and there we go. It's been able to now do that. So all I got to do from this point is click on save and import if I want it to now be loaded onto the Shopify dropshipping store that I was able to build with AI. Okay, great. So that's now been completed. And if I want to view the item, I'm going to be able to do that by clicking into this link. And there we go. This is what the customer is going to see once they land on my page and they're thinking about buying this item. So just to recap everything that I've done so far, you saw me go from, once again, not knowing which item I want to sell, to being able to find it, finding a good supplier for me to use, to also being able to build a dropshipping store right before your very eyes, to eventually being able to list the product onto my store. This video probably hasn't been going on for more than 10 minutes or so, and I was able to squeeze all of that in to the amount of time that you've been watching this video. So that's why I truly believe that this is the best way of being able to start a dropshipping store. Now, this now brings me on to one of the most important things that you're going to need to understand once you get to this point, which is traffic generation. Everything I've shown you so far is one side of things, but the most important thing is how you're going to be able to get traffic onto your site. And sticking with the theme of the best way of being able to build a dropshipping store, I would say being able to use paid ads is definitely one of the best ways to go. If you've got a budget and you're ready to invest into your business to get eyeballs on your product, then using paid ads is definitely smart. But I would say that the ultimate best way of being able to drive traffic to your site is to use a combination of either paid ads and free traffic. Paid ads is great, as I just said, because you're able to put money into it, and once you start getting sales coming through, you could just add more money to your budget for you to be able to increase the amount of sales that you're getting. But the reason why free traffic is also a great way for you to get customers onto your site is because, number one, obviously you don't need to pay for it. And number two, even if you turn your paid ads off, you're always going to be able to get organic traffic going onto your site. Some of the paid ads that I recommend that you use when it comes to building up a dropshipping store like this, where you're selling a highly searched for product, is some form of advertising where people actively need to type in a search term for your product, for it to appear, for them to be able to see it. And the number one highly searched for advertising platform out there when it comes to selling products is going to be Google Shopping Ads. Google Shopping Ads is what I personally use for me to see the first initial success with the Shopify stores that I've built up over the years. Google, as you guys already know, is the #1 most visited website in the entire world. Billions of people go onto it every single day. So if you're able to figure out, what products people are searching for, as I've shown you, and you're able to get your product in the Google Shopping homepage after someone types in a specific keyword, then your chances of being able to get conversions isn't going to be really that difficult as long as you've done all of the right research initially. When it comes to setting up Google Shopping ads, there's a step-by-step format that you need to follow. Number one, you need to make sure that you have built a well-optimized store. And that's the reason why I recommend using the AI Store Builder to do that for you. Because if your store hasn't been built in the right way, then Google isn't going to accept you when it comes to being able to run Google Shopping ads. Reason being is because they scan through your website, they make sure that everything is coded correctly, they make sure that everything is working on both desktop and mobile phone. And the good thing about the AI Store Builder is that it's going to take care of all of that and just make sure that things are done correctly. But once you've done that, you're now going to follow through with the process of signing up for a Google Merchant Center account. This is where all of your products are going to be loaded, and from there you're now going to sign up for a Google ad account. I'm not going to bore you with the details of how to do all of this right now because this video has already gone on a bit longer than what I expected. But if you wanted me to make a detailed video breaking down how to use Google Shopping ads step by step A to Z, just put in the comments down below, do the dropshipping Google Shopping video and your location, and I'll get onto that video ASAP. But when it comes to the free traffic side of things now, there's a specific method that I've been using for me to generate sales on the internet, which is a method that I've heard no one else speaking about so far, which is the education method. And you're probably thinking, Sam, what does education have to do with a dropshipping store, e.g. with your pet store? How are you going to integrate education into it? And how exactly is that going to generate traffic? Well, the way that all of this is going to work is that Shopify actually allows you to post informative blog articles on your site, which means that you can now post education articles on your website so that you can drive traffic to your articles, either using social media, short form videos, and of course, by getting the articles ranked in the Google search results. Think about it like this. Imagine you've got a pet blog and you're now able to post blog articles on your site, 1,000 words, 1,500 words, articles to do with problems that people are actually searching for. What this means now is you can write those articles with the help of AI, and within those articles, you can now advertise the dropshipping products that you're selling. Shopify doesn't charge you when it comes to posting blog articles and when it comes to doing SEO as well. As long as you're placing the right keywords within your article, being able to get ranked in the Google search results isn't going to cost money too. And the way that I've been doing this recently is by building something called an AI agent, which means that the AI agent is going to write the articles for me, and it's also going to automatically publish those blog articles on my Shopify store without me having to do anything. The only job that I have to do is to make sure that I go through the articles, make sure that I'm happy with it after they've been posted, doing spot checks every now and then. And of course, I also publish video content, short form videos on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook, when it comes to driving people to those blog articles that eventually turns those readers into paying customers. Now, if you want to watch a video that I made not too long ago where I break down exactly how you can do all of this step by step, I'm going to leave that video right there. Be sure to watch that straight after this because that video has already helped out so many people, and I'm sure if you're able to watch it from start to finish, it can also help you out as well. And if you also enjoyed this video, don't forget to press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that YouTube can let you know once a new video has been released. But other than that, guys, I'll catch you on that next video. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.